So this is part 2 of the best knives of 2023 in category. So we already did part 1. I'll link it in the description and in the top of the comments. Definitely check that one out. As I said in that video, we do have a lot more videos coming for the best knives of 2023. This is the second part to the best knives of 2023 in category. Let's finish the video. Best tactical fixed blades. So I'm going to say the FOBOS knives. I have 3 different FOBOS knives, and I think FOBOS makes the, in my opinion this year, the best tactical fixed blade. They are tough, indestructible, slicey, that even down to the edges. The edges have great angles on them. It's like all the little details that I personally pick at and nitpick at, they knocked out of the park on their knives. To me, these are super versatile knives that can serve you well, whether you are in a tactical situation, whether you're camping, whether you're hunting, whether, it doesn't matter. What you name the problem, and that these knives will serve you well. So I gotta shout out FOBOS knives, and I do have my favorite. There's actually 2 that are my favorites, but all 3 of the ones I have are badass, and can't recommend them enough. So best folding tactical knife, best tactical folding knife. I got to give it back to the MICROTECH, the MICROTECH MSI and the MICROTECH Stitch, just because these are knives that you can tell, you can feel these are knives that are gonna go the long haul. They are tough, they are reliable, they are very easy to manipulate. You can be tough on them. You don't have to be easy on them or nothing. And like I said, this is a knife that you can just tell, you can feel that is going to serve you for a very long time, even through lots of stressful, hard use situations. Now, another one is the BESTECH CETUS. The BESTECH CETUS is a crossbar lock, so it has a super strong locking system. It has a dual ground tanto that has a super deep hollow grind. It's got a thumb disc, and it's very ergonomic, super thick in the hand, so like it's hand filling, and it's a knife that you can just feel. It's tough, it's slicey, it's pokey, it's everything personally most people would want in a tactical knife. Now, 2 more, the WE Shadowfire. The WE Shadowfire, great example of a tactical knife. It has a dual ground tanto. It has a slim profile, so when you carry it, it's not going to take up too much room, but it's a very long, capable knife. You can stab with it, you can slice with it. It's, got a titanium frame lock, 20 CV blade steel, and it's ready for action. Now, one other one is the WE Magnetron. Now, the WE Magnetron uses a clip point blade. This thing is super aggressive. This is a knife that not only can serve you well, say, hunting or self-defense or outdoor stuff. It's got a thick handle, very ergonomic, super snappy detent, so it's got great action. It's got everything going for it. The WE Magnetron is an absolute winner all the way around. So those were my folding tactical knives of the year. Now, let's get to the next category. Crazy knives of the year. I'm going to give this to 2 companies because these guys did the most crazy, and that's going to be PMP and MAXACE. PMP knives, they came out with a bunch of bangers. MAXACE came out with a bunch of heat as well. These companies just, they do crazy the best. And I like that they have the balls to do it. Like, a lot of companies are they don't want to risk getting something too crazy and then nobody liking it because, it costs a lot of money. These guys go all in on the crazy, and I freaking dig it. I love it. I'm here for it. So as far as the best crazy knives, the most wicked knives of 2023, I have to give it to PMP and MAXACE. Best new company. So there's actually 3. So one, I'm going to give it to PIRATECH. Now, they only have 1 model out right now, so they are brand new, but they did come out swinging, and, I have a lot of confidence that they're going to do pretty well. So hopefully we see a lot more from them, but, for a new company, they came out with, a fantastic model, a fantastic knife. So good for them. And, it's innovative, and, being the first knife from a company, I got to give them credit. Now, another company, MIGURON. MIGURON, while they didn't come out in 2023, they are a new company, and they have progressed through their journey and have just done better and better and better and better. They are a company listening to the audience, which I always appreciate, and you know, stuff like that stands out to me. And you know, it's if you felt their knives from when they first started to now, it's like, holy cow, man, they're just knocking it out of the park. And yeah, they're gonna go pretty far in the knife game. And then the last one, Steve CALLARI Customs, best new custom knife maker. He's relatively new. However, you would think he's been doing this for decades. He does amazing work, and being a custom knife maker, you get what you want. You can tell them the steel you want. You can tell them the grind and how thin the geometry or thick the geometry you want. The handle materials, you know, basically everything. And that is what a custom knife maker is supposed to be. You know, can you just buy some of his knives that he puts, you know, at, you know, NAFSALE or, you know, USA Made Blades or something? Yeah, of course. But you can also get custom knives made from him. And seeing is that, you know, he's one guy, you know, working hard out of his shop, trying to, you know, pump out these badass knives and doing them so well. I got to give him credit as far as for the best new knife company, the Steve CALLARI Customs. Now, I do want to bring him up also for best heat treatment. So best heat treatment's also going to go to Steve CALLARI. The heat treatment that I got on my chef knife from him is outstanding. Now, I also am, so he got, you know, the best new knife company and best heat treatment. I also have to bring up Brian from Transparent Knives. When we're talking about heat treatments, he's doing a great job. He does custom reblades. So basically, if you have a knife and you want to get the blade that you want on it, you can get whatever shape you want, as long as it'll fit the handle, whatever grind you want, whatever steel you want, whatever HRC you want, and you basically get to, you know, make it your own. And that's absolutely awesome. You know, he puts new scales on them in most cases and makes it to where it's basically a whole new knife. It transforms a knife you might absolutely love into something that's special to you. And you know, he does a really good job with the heat treatments. The grinds are absolutely insane. So I have to definitely bring him up when we're talking about heat treatments in 2023. But we're also going to bring up SPYDERCO, because SPYDERCO, over all their steels, like, it doesn't matter what steel we're talking about, SPYDERCO knocks it out of the park. So as far as best company that does the best heat treatments across the board, you know, basically every time I get a SPYDERCO, you know, whether I'm sharpening it, testing it, or whatever, I already know it's going to do well. It would be super surprising if it didn't. You know, especially recently, you know, in the past 2 years, I have not really felt a bad heat treatment from SPYDERCO. You know, I'm always excited to sharpen them. They take the crispiest edges, and, you know, I got to give it to them. They definitely do the best heat treatments in 2023. As far as production knives go as well, or as far as production knives go especially. Now, I do have a full video for best budget knives coming, but I'm going to give it to the best budget knife. I'm just going to say the best budget knife company, okay? So we have the best budget knives coming, but right now the best budget knife company, I got to give it to them, SENCUT and CIVIVI, which is the same company. You know, between the Vision FG, the Sentinel Strike, the Cubit, the SENCUT Serene, and you know, even the new SENCUT model that just came out, the what is it, the Arc Blast. They are kicking ass, and I can't recommend another company over them in that price range. Like, at least it's very rare. I'll just say that, you know, like we talked about the Olatons earlier for the best bang for your buck, but as far as the best budget knives, when you're looking for a pocket knife and you're in the, you know, anywhere from $40 to $65 range, you know, or maybe a little bit more or a little bit less, CIVIVI and SENCUT is what I'm going to say almost every time, especially in 2023. They have just knocked home run after home run after home run with all their knives, and the materials you're getting for the money, it's tough to argue with, you know. So that they got the best budget knife company of 2023. So when we talk about the best looking knives, that is too hard for me to pick out of, you know, all these knives, because I can pick 10 of them and they're tied. They're all tied. So instead of going through 10 knives, I decided to pick 6 best all-around knives. So that means not only do they have the looks, they got the action, they got the cutting performance, the fit, the finish, the everything, all the way around badassery. And the 6 best all-around knives of 2023 are, first one is Quiet Carry 9. Quiet Carry 9 had to be on the list. This thing is absolutely amazing. It's very ergonomic, insane action. Look at this. They tune the detent so good. This is the best pocket clip I've ever experienced. So smooth in and out of the pocket. They even put the lock bar cutout on the inside. Yes, I've never experienced a clip as good as this one. And you know, it's got the looks, the blade shape, the grind, everything is banging on this thing. Now the next one I would say is the SWEENEY. The BERG blade SWEENEY. That is not only a good looking knife. I'll be honest though, I did not think I'd like it as much as I did. I really didn't. But once I got it in hand and realized how good the front flipper was, how good the whole deployment was, you know, I should have known because it's done by a re-ep, but that is a great one. I really like the BERG blade SWEENEY. They did a good job on that. Now, the next one is the F22. The F22 KickStop. I have to bring this one up because it's so damn good. Now, I know it got best gent knife, or one of the best gent knives, but it's more than that. It's more than just a gent knife. This is a super duper capable knife. And yes, you know, it's minimalist, it's simple, but you know, it's very capable. And you know, as far as the action goes, it has some of the best flipping action you can ask for. There's only one other knife. Well, there's a couple more coming right now that have also really good flipping action. But all in all, phenomenal knife. The next one is the ZIFFIUS. The ZIFFIUS. You could put the Exciton here too. The only difference is the blade shape. But this is a harpooned Wharncliffe blade that's so aggressive. It's so good. I freaking love it. And it's got to be on the list of the best knives of 2023 because it is one of the best knives of 2023. It's got this this integral back spacer, basically holding it all together, which is really cool. They do such a good job with the detent. Yeah. Very awesome knife. The next one is the NEXUSIA. Now, I know you guys are probably going to be upset that so many of these are WE knives, but WE Knife Co. knocked it out of the park this year. I can't say, okay, these 3 knives from WE can't be in the category because they already have 6 knives in the category. I can't do that because they did that good. You know, the action on this thing, I think this thing is one of the best looking knives of 2023. You know, I could do with or without the holes. I personally don't mind them. Some people do. Some people love them. The fuller, I wish it was a little bit grippier, but it's still so good. You know, phenomenal action. The flipping action's insane, and I love the sound. The ergonomics and cutting performance is outstanding. The geometry is beautiful. Deep hollow ground blade, and it has a thin blade stock. Super duper slicey. You can choke up. This could be a tactical knife in a way, but it's just such a great EDC knife. The clip works great. It's got the looks. It's got the style. You know, it's got flair. It's got pop. It's got everything. And then number 1, the NEFARIS. Yes, another WE knife. They kicked ass this year, man. This is one of my favorite knives of 2023. It is a beautiful 20 CV clip point blade that is so good. The action on this thing is ridiculous. This flipper tab, one of the best flipper tabs you could ever ask for. Look at how high it is relative to the pivot. Of course that thing snapped. Look at this. Watch this. Without even flipping it all the way. Look at how far it comes out. So imagine now putting a detent on that when I can already swing it out that far without a detent. So I don't even have a detent right now. Watch this. Look at that. I can swing it out with no detent. So imagine now putting a detent in it in the closed position. This thing hammers out. And then you have the whole deployment, which is equally as good. Then the ergonomics. Yes, when you're back here, you're a little bit far from the edge, but you can always choke up. You know, it's just, to me, this is all around a great knife, just in every way. You know, whether you're talking about the cutting performance, the action, the looks, the carry, the everything. It's slim. It's a full size knife. So, yeah. Anyways, yes, the WE NEFARIS is the one who got number one for the 6 best all-around knives. But man, I could sit here and name a bunch more, to be honest. This is my favorite Italian-made knife of the year. And, you know, Giant Mouse did such a good job on it. I even love this L-Max. I think they did a banging job with this L-Max. This thing, oh man, this stuff is so... watch my fingers, watch this. It is so sticky. Just peel skin. Good access to the lock bar, very smooth on the drop, phenomenal detent. This is one of the best detents I've ever felt on a Giant Mouse. So, best OTF knives of 2023, best automatic double action OTF knives. So this one is the ZACK in the Wild and Axial Gear collaboration. ZACK in the Wild did a collab with Axial Gear, which makes 100% USA made OTF knives, and they do a killer job. Now, he has a new one coming right now with ceramic bearings on the inside. It's supposed to be super duper smooth. Hopefully we get that one on the channel. The reason why this is the first time you're seeing this on the channel and you didn't see it in the past is because mine had a little bit of issues. Now, I know that mine was just a lemon. It didn't reflect any of the other ones, so I didn't want to put it on the channel and hurt, you know, anything, since it was just mine. So, you know, after soaking it in WD-40 and, you know, taking it apart and putting it back together a couple times, now it has not misfired in 3,000 openings and closings. So, you know, before it would misfire every time, but like I said, after I've taken it apart, soaked it and all that stuff, this thing has been awesome. So shout out to ZACK in the Wild. Definitely go and check out his YouTube channel. Awesome guy. Next is TEKTO. So TEKTO makes, technically they're not USA made, but they assemble them in the USA. So this is S35VN double-edged dagger, very lightweight. My first one I got to try was the Humvee, but this is from last year. As you can see, I also sprayed these guys with some WD-40, but this was one of the most solid OTFs I had ever experienced. This thing is like, it's a tank, and I don't mean in weight-wise, it's just, you know, got a big handle, nice grip, glass breaker, great button, great snappy action, and it's very solid for an OTF. You know, a lot of OTFs have a lot of play, and while this one has a tiny bit, it's nowhere near what you experience from a lot of other ones. So after getting this one, because this one was last year's, this is the new one. This one doesn't have, it's not as solid, but it's still, you know, pretty damn good. A little bit more lightweight. And, you know, it's just, you know, absolutely badass. They do a really good job. Sorry about all this WD-40. You know, that's what happens when you spray the inside of one of these things. Next is the Kershaw Livewire. Another 100% USA made OTF knife. They did a really good job. They have a double-edged dagger version. This is the newer Tonto version. This is, I believe, Kershaw's first OTF, and they did a killer job on it. They do a really good job. Aluminum handles. This one has MagnaCut steel and super duper lightweight. Very easy button deployment and, you know, close, which a lot of OTFs have, you know, a really strong spring. These ones are actually relatively easy to snap open and closed, which is really cool. And then the next one is the one from MAXACE. Now this one is a bit more premium with materials. We have zirconium. It has this special steel with this special coating over the entire thing. Now it does come in Damascus and some other materials. It does have the glass breaker, titanium clip that is very smooth and out of the pocket. Great action, very heavy though. This is extremely heavy for an OTF, but you know, it feels very solid, very tough, nice action. And I'm not sure, I think they did one other OTF last year or the year before or something, but this is the new one that they did this year. Now you can replace the blade with a comb, whether it's a beard comb, hair comb, whatever you want to use it for. Awesome OTF. And then number one, this one definitely gets number one for me as far as OTFs. That is the EMP EDC Pulse. This thing is amazing. They did such a killer job with this. Not only with the design, but the execution. We have a titanium milled pocket clip and then an aluminum body. I believe this is a titanium switch. Nice grippiness on there. This thing is a perfect size, great ergonomics. The blade is a sheep's foot hollow ground blade with amazing utility cutting performance. You could turn around and cut straps forward. You know, it's just a super comfortable, very useful, a very practical EDC OTF. Not only because because of the size, but the blade shape, the ergonomics, just all of it mixed together. I love how the milling pattern goes, you know, from the scales onto the clip, and, you know, they did a really good job with that. But all in all, yeah, this one definitely gets OTF Knife of the Year. And yeah, there you guys go. So, like I said, we have a ton more Best of 2023 knives videos coming. So stay tuned for that. This was just a categorized one, but we have a bunch more videos that I think you guys will absolutely enjoy for the Best of 2023. Work hard, stay tough. Until next time, peace.